Got this on.
Right here.
Okay.
And you're on here.
Perfect. I didn't have my phone with me today. I'm not sure.
You always got your, this to sign for you.
Yeah, but I haven't put the original. Okay.
Okay, good morning. This is October 20th, 2025 of the Board of Commissioners meeting. We will call this meeting to order. To start the morning out, we want to make a couple amendments to the agenda. One of them would be asking for an appropriation of the rainy day fund and also adding Robert Dane to the list of people wanting to speak. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Been a motion and a second to add those two items. So Karen, you are first up. Good morning.
This is Brian Thomas. He is with TAPCO, the company that we received the bid for. I have had time to look over this contract. Everything seems good. We did make one change from the previous contract, and that was in my specs because the state now has us change the way we assess apartment buildings if there's more than 4 units. And it's a more complicated process. We have to do the lowest of the 3 approaches to value. So we added that in there so that he would be doing that. And so I'm ready to accept this contract. If you have any questions for Brian or me,
Right now, do we all three sign that?
yes,
Okay.
I need all of your signatures.
Okay.
I'll move we accept
Second.
that contract.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to sign the contract for the reassessment. All in favor, say aye.
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 Start out right there.
Can something be done about the volume? It's very hard to hear.
No, we don't even, we can hear. Just turn them.
Turn that speaker. Turn it more. Turn it towards them. Can you hear this? You can't hear the speakers?
Yes.
They are on, but they are very loud.
Not that one.
Right, there's that speaker. I don't think it's on.
That speaker's not on, okay.
There, leave there. It's on.
Okay,
Hear the buzzing in my ears.
sorry about that. Does this help any?
Are you speaking into your mic?
Does this help any?
Yeah. So those are single directional mics. They are for one person to speak into.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Is Toddy in the audience? She's next.
I don't see her unless she's in the hallway.
Okay, we have a request from the Rediscovered Downtown Peru. They're asking permission to use the Court Street and 5th Broadway at the courthouse steps for Boo Bash this Saturday. Are you here to?
There she is. I've
Oh,
got
okay.
it. She's here.
Sorry about that.
Diagram.
No, not at all.
I don't know how many we need. I was used to running 3, so. No, it's one for this group here. Show you more. Perfect. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Not more than one. Good morning.
Like,
So, yes, as you just stated, this coming Saturday, assuming that sewer work that's happening across the street there is actually done in
Yeah.
time. This is the layout that we got approved through the Board of Works, but of course there are county properties involved, so we wanted to make sure to come here. Similar to last year, we wanted to ask if we could put like lawn sign kind of decorations on the lawn around the courthouse. And then also we would have some live performers, jugglers, maybe fire jugglers, but they would be having their own insurance, and that might be just kind of around the property as well, wandering a bit. Other than that, the little speaker with the music you see in that intersection there, there's sort of a dance party that we're planning. So maybe if somebody needs to get some of that sugar out, they can boogie a little bit while the parents keep going on the trunk and treat round. So each of these white squares is a trunk. Right now, the participation level we've got, it looks like we probably won't put trunks on Court Street, but we still would like that as a thoroughfare to be closed for safety and kind of the experience in general. So again, assuming everything across the street goes well, it would go from Court Street at East Fifth, the trunks themselves, and then kind of wind around as shown to West Fifth. So the other big piece other than Court Street, of course, is the county parking lot, which we're hoping to advertise that the public can use to be voting, but I don't think that's really more experiential. So any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I have none.
Mhm.
We approve the request.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to use the Court Street and Broadway and our parking lots this Saturday for Boo Bash. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Everybody come trick or treat. Hold, please.
We approve.
Okay. This is an alley vacation, petition to vacate. I put the wrong screen up there. Whatever. Not that deep. So Chastity, Memory Ann, and Kevin Patrick Rourke are requesting to petition an alley in Miami. Their address is the address that they're wanting to petition the alley next to is 1976 West 1050 South. Right there is, hold on, so you guys can see. There is the affidavit of publication and the notice we sent to the abutting landowners. Here is the original plat map. The petition request is to vacate the 23 link wide alley between lots 48, 49, and 50 of Cox's first edition to the original town of Miami. And I did include pictures in there.
Has there been any opposition to it?
Not that I am aware of.
And you and Corey have no issue with this?
Yeah, it's not being used for anything. It's not approved. So
I did read an email where someone commented they thought all alleys in the town of Miami ought to be
yeah,
vacated, but
that's the only neighbor comment that we've received. So
I move we approve the vacation of the alley.
Second.
got a motion.
We have to have a public hearing, so ask if there's public comment
Oh.
first.
Oh,
So
Okay.
If there's not, then
is there anybody wanting to comment towards this alley in Miami?
Nope.
All right. So there's been a motion and a second to approve this ordinance to vacate an alley in the town of Miami. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you for the presentation. Morgan.
and when you get done with that, I'll take it up. Yeah, I'm signing it.
Yeah, I made it.
I don't say, haven't, we gotta go.
Good morning.
Thank you.
I am just here requesting approval for the new well ordinance for the Miami County Health Department that was tabled approximately a month ago.
Are there any major changes that you're wanting to point out to anybody or pretty well cut and dry? I mean, I've read through it, but
You ready to accept the motion to accept?
Yeah.
So moved.
Second.
been a motion and a second to adopt the new well ordinance. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
You can sign this one here, so we just have one signatures.
What would the number of that ordinance be?
10, 20, 25. Huh?
We just did an ordinance, so that was missing a DP.
Correct. Sorry about that. Yep, whichever one you do. Okay. And you just send me, let's make a copy and I'll send it to you, because we gotta scan it in.
Thank you.
Is there anybody here representing the data request for the fire territory study contract? So there's been a request to hire Baker Tilly to do a Southern Miami County fire territory study. This is just simply looking at it to see if it would be beneficial to create a fire district or a fire territory. Annette, do you remember where the funds were coming from on that?
Yep, I tried to down lit
That's what I was
is,
thinking.
yep, that is what Brad said.
It was through lit and it is not to exceed $12,000.
And then there's 2 pages marked for your signature if it hurts.
So I wish I could give a little more information, but I'm not the one that was spearheading this. But I know that Pipe Creek Fire Department is very interested in doing this study to see if it's beneficial to them. So do we have a,
I move we approve hiring Baker Tilly to do a fire territory study.
There's been a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I forgot to vote. Aye. Aye.
Yeah.
3-0. As soon as we find the signature page. So. Yeah. I'll tell you what, we'll sign this after the meeting. I have
Perfect.
questions on where to sign.
Okay, we'll start right there.
So Janice, your crew is up next.
Did
Oh.
you skip over the Jeff Rhodes Soil and
I
Water?
did. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Yes, you're up.
Well, I don't know that I necessarily, I'm sorry, I don't even know who Jeff Rhodes is. Is he in this room?
He wasn't planning on being
Okay.
here today.
Okay. As I understand it, Soil and Water has been, in an agreement and contract with Mapping Solutions, which is a plat book, publisher company. And so, I have worked with them in, this last year. We have all of our, contents of what they are requesting for the new plat book for Miami County for 2026. And I believe this is just a, customary ask from the commissioners or the county to submit the GIS records for the plat book for Mapping Solutions in order for them to complete the plat book. We will be, Soil and Water is the one sponsoring that book this year. There have been other sponsors in the past, Halderman's Farm Management, McKillop Seeds, I believe. And so we hope to have that proof and final book ready by mid-November in order to have hopefully maybe some Christmas sales for, those hard to buy for farmers. So, so I believe that's all that is. This is our first time of being a sponsor for this book, so I'm not 100% sure, but that's my understanding that they're probably just asking customarily for your approval to release those GIS maps for the new plat book. Any questions I can try to help answer with that?
Anything they're requesting is public information.
Right,
anyway,
Right,
so.
right. So,
Make a motion, we allow Jeff Rhodes of Soil and Water with Mapping Solutions to receive the GIS data to update the books.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to approve the mapping for the GIS. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
okay, very good. And we will have some of those books here in the surveyor's office for people to purchase, as well as at our office whenever we can get back in it. After shutdown.
I apologize for skipping over.
Oh,
it
no
right
problem.
In front of my face.
No problem.
Didn't do
Thanks.
it. Megan, you and Janice have some reporting.
Megan and I have not been able to communicate this morning, so we apologize for that. I forgot my phone today and it's Monday. So we have today the 2024-25 ADA Title VI Goals and Accomplishments Report for Miami County. And I believe you sent that to them in an email, is that correct? Yep. So as you look through the email and then look through the goals and accomplishment, we would like your approval so that we can post this on the county website and know that we are going to move forward to make a stronger ADA Title VI program in Miami County. That is our goal. We also have been working strongly with Butler Fairman Cipher. I believe Colin has a recommendation of a person that could assist us with Title ADA, because Title VI and ADA.
Yeah,
So,
there's some ADA consultants that have been helping out other communities. BFS, we know the roads and the ADA compliance for the ramps and things like that, but the ADA encompasses more just infrastructure, and it's buildings, county-owned buildings and properties, and we as civil engineers don't know the building codes and height of everything. So there are ADA consultants that are out there, a couple that we've worked with. So I gave Janice a couple names. We might get in touch with them to see what they can do to help out. And anything else you'll be talk on that, Janice? I can.
the only thing I can say is, it's a big project, and to hire a consultant to do that would benefit the county, and we could continue to grow and improve our environment for everyone to make it equal. So I would like to be able to pursue the names that he'd give and talk to the gentleman and maybe get a consulting quote to see what he would charge us for that. Once we get going, and we're doing things, but there's always more to do. That will never change. So I would like your approval to be able to go ahead and consult with him, and then maybe get a presentation together.
That's a good idea. Does that need a vote? Does that need I move we approve her request to continue to look into that.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to give Janice approval to look into getting quotes for an ADA Title VI advisor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And just so the public knows that some federal funding is dependent on how we qualify for ADA and Title VI. So it is very important to get this stuff done. We would hate to get turned down for some federal funding because we were out of compliance. So thank you for the work you ladies are doing. I know it's huge.
That brings me to the next. Megan's been great to work with. Title VI. I don't know if she has anything to say, but she's going to be here a lot longer than I am. So she's really taken off with this, and she's a good asset to this program. Just letting you know. Do you have anything to add?
Okay, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. And then I guess I need the next thing. Sorry, Karen. Since you're here. And that brings us to the next thing. CCMG funds for call 2026, first call, well, and the only call, financial commitment letter. This letter is to NDOT, and this will be for CCMG for Wabash Road and East Popple Pike. So we are going in for that call, but we need a commitment from Miami County that you're back in this program. So the letter, I'll just go ahead and read it to you. Dear Mrs. Eaton, the County of Miami, Indiana is pleased to submit an application for CCMG. This letter confirms our municipality has the matching funds available for all projects we have applied for in this call. The County of Miami, Indiana commits to a local matching funds equal or not less than 20% of the estimated project costs. The estimated cost of this applied project is $1,500,000. The Highway Department commits to match the funds of $500,000 from MVH restricted and wheel tax funds. Anything over the anticipated CCMG $1 million award, the county will pay at 100%. I've already taken this to the county council last week because this is all due at the end of October. So I would like for your commitment to that.
I don't know of any reason not.
No, there's no reason
All right.
to.
Do you have any questions about this? Anybody? I know you've heard about it quite a bit. We've worked with Butler Farm Decipher, by the way. Colin is here today, Colin Sullivan. And they prepared these estimates and feel like they're pretty close.
I move we allow.
And I'll second.
Okay, the motion has been made to approve this letter to NDOT saying that we do have the funds to back the grant that she's asking for. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Right there in front of me.
Pardon?
You can move forward on one of the minutes.
Sure. It's either scan it or give, I always get two, but yeah. Thank you. Again, thank you.
Just to let you know, they have started out there on their river cemetery milling this morning, so. Hopefully by the end of the week, they'll be start to pay. Okay,
Do you have any other updates you want to cover? Or
you know what?
anything else you want to do?
We're all done with the wedging. I mean, our paper was broke down. We did get it fixed and we like to try it before we just let it set for all year. So we gotta do that. And then we'll go into a few bridges and we got some other places to work on. I mean, we're gonna do some work in Hidden Hills eventually. So I know that's come up. Pretty hard. You got anything for me?
I do not. Do either of you? So in our last couple of meetings, we've talked about the renovation of the courthouse and we've approved that. The one thing we did not cover is we didn't ask for an appropriation for rainy day and we probably that's the fund that's going to pay for the renovations. That's what that fund was created for, is working on the courthouse and other buildings. We have plenty of money in the rainy day fund. We just need to ask council for an appropriation for that. And we're going to ask for 650,000. That will more than cover the renovation and the architect drawings. But we're just asking for that amount so we know we have plenty, so we don't have to come back and ask for another additional. Hopefully it comes in considerably under that, but just being prepared.
So moved.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to approve the rainy day fund request for 650,000. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next on the list is Dave Brooks. Yeah, that's fine.
Hope everybody's well. Thank you. First, I just want to say thanks for having me. I do appreciate the commissioners giving me this opportunity to talk a little bit more about EMS services in the county of Miami. Hospital's been in existence since 1911, and I think we've enjoyed a very productive, good relationship with the county and the city of Peru. We provide outstanding quality of care there in the acute, as well as the outpatient arena. And we believe we also provide a good EMS 911 service to the county, and we have for the last 20 plus years, at no cost, I might add. So the reason I'm here this morning is I just wanted to walk through a little bit of the process. You know, I started at Dukes as the Chief Administrative Officer in September of last year. Shortly thereafter, I was contacted to join a group to discuss EMS services in the county. And it became apparent there was one issue that we were having, and that was every once in a while, maybe 15 to 20 times over a couple month period, we would go to status 0, which means all the rigs were out on runs. And we didn't have anybody to answer the call, which quickly I realized that's a problem that I want to help get rid of. So through various meetings, I went back and over the weekend and I looked and I think I was out at the sheriff's station and here at least 6 times to discuss the problem and the mitigation of that problem. But during that time, we brought a lot of information regarding call volume from 2004 until now, and we plotted it to see where the problems were, because I think there was an understanding, there was a thought that it was because rigs were going out of the county up into Lutheran because we were transferring patients, and that turned out not to be the case at all. What we saw was the call volume from 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. was highest at that time, and that's when we were having most status zeros. So we went back to the drawing board. We were asked for a contract and a proposal to deal with that situation, and we put together some numbers. And also, I might add that I said, listen, if we're going to do that, looks like we need to add another rig, a 4th rig, to days between 11A to 11B. Put together the numbers, new ambulance, a full-time crew, salaries, wages, and benefits are also under there. As you can imagine, any other new service, you have to account for that. So we came back with a number just over $400,000 to add that rig. And we presented it. Now, I understand that there was some concern about the timeliness of that. And at the last meeting where we presented it that I attended prior to coming here that one time, I said that it would be tough for me to turn around a contract before the end of July, and it most likely would be end of August at the earliest. That was the charge, to add that rig, to make sure that we had that coverage at the busiest times. And that's what we fulfilled. At that time, I didn't know it was a competitive bidding process. Not that that would have made any difference to me, because it wouldn't have. But I just think it's something that we should implement. You know, this service that we provide is, it's extremely important. Lives are at stake for this, and we understand that. We have paramedics on the rigs, and I want to be sure that if we go towards making a change, that everybody understands what we're getting for each. I'd like to see an apples to apples comparison. And I'm not sure we have that right now. And I would be remiss if I didn't point it out. We are in town. You know, I was participating in the drill last week, the emergency preparedness drill that we had at the school, and there was actually 2. There was one in the morning, one in the afternoon. It was an active shooter case at the high school, not far-fetched at all. And there was a chemical spill that involved gross decontam on site and then decontam at the hospital. We treated 19 patients that day in our emergency department. We did a great job, and by all accounts, it was a successful drill. Now, what would it have looked like if we didn't provide EMS services in this county, in the town? I don't know. It's something to ask yourself when you make this decision. I think that's an important thing to consider. So I would say we're better suited to provide this service with the new contract than anybody else would be at this point. I know I have some folks here who came out to support us, and I really appreciate that. I've seen lawn signs. This is a different kind of decision, and I know you make very important decisions all day, every day here in town. But it's different than a landscaping contract, and landscaping is important. I'm not minimizing that at all. But there's people on the other end of that. What's it going to look like? What will that service look like? And will it give you what you're getting now, plus what we're about to give you with the new contract? The new contract's fair. It wasn't, there's nothing built into it that doesn't deserve to be there. I want to maintain the service for the hospital and the people of Peru and the people of Miami County. And I would just ask that you give it some more thought, take some time to reconsider it, maybe meet with the parties individually, discuss it, pros, cons, give it its due course. We've taken a long time to be here. I totally understand that. But sometimes decisions like this do take time if you really want to do the right thing and vet it out. Now, the other thing I want to dispel is it's bothering for somebody who's, to me, who's the chief administrative officer of a hospital. Are you going to close? Let me say emphatically, there are no plans to close Duke's Memorial Hospital. None. In fact, I just got funding that will be available after the first of the year from our parent company to build a new CT, which will be equivalent to probably 64 slice. Not to get too technical, 64 slice is pretty impressive and it's fast and you get good images from it. Right now, you know what we have? We have a 16 slice. I've been in healthcare administration in some capacity or another for about 33 years, which scares the heck out of me when I say that, but I've never seen a 16 slice CT, even in my earliest days. We also got the investment from our parent company to invest in lab equipment this year. That is state of the art lab analyzer for blood. And then we also got approved for next year for a new portable, it's a portable X-ray machine that we certainly need for the ED and the inpatient unit. So CHS, the parent company, is investing in Duke's Hospital. There's not a word has been spoken about closing Duke's Hospital. Now, has Duke's changed over the years since I've been there? Yes, it has. I would dare you to chat. I dare you to look at a healthcare, acute care facility with a company medical office building that hasn't changed in the last 5 years. You need to change in the acute care arena, else you're going to find yourself in trouble. You have to go and do what the things that your public service area needs. And that's exactly what we've done, those things to make sense. So really, in summation, my goal here is to get the commissioners to take a step back. Let's talk about this a little bit more, make sure we're understanding exactly what we're getting, who's offering what, and what it can provide the people of Miami County. Thank you. Again, I do appreciate this opportunity. Are there any questions for me that I can answer?
David, can you explain just briefly about the ambulance service that you do provide, about it being ALS versus BLS?
Yeah, so we run one paramedic in every day. So right now there's 3 rigs on your street, on your streets of the county. One's a paramedic. The only problem is I don't know what you're getting from that hospital system, that not-for-profit system, Parkview. I haven't seen a contract. I've gotten nothing official. So I don't know what they're offering. All I can tell you is what I'm hearing from Facebook, which I'd rather not use social media as my.
I would not advise going off of what you're seeing on Facebook. I have not been looking at it, but I've had several people comment to me. There is so much misinformation on Facebook. Please don't use that as a source.
Well, when it's all you got, it's kind of like people stop in your office and they tell you this, but let's make sure, so those paramedics can start lines in the field. They can intubate patients, which means putting the breathing tube down their throat. They can declare somebody deceased. So if we go away from that model, you're going to have folks that have passed away and they have to go to the emergency department. They have to be registered. A doctor has to pronounce them. They go into the morgue of the hospital instead of making it kind of a cleaner operation. And that's something, those kind of little things are what we really need to be looking at. If you had somebody to lead this group that had experience in that area, I think these issues would be flushed out and your decision point would be fairly easy. Are there any other questions? Thank you, Bill. Well, again, thank you. If anybody has any questions, I'll be around. Yeah.
Where would the fourth ambulance be if it's put in the county? Is it gonna be stationed other than Peru or?
That's a good question. I don't know if we got that far yet. It would, the other thing I'll add, that I neglected to mention is we've also been approved for a new, it's called Logis software system, which aids in dispatch and uses AI to station rigs around the county where that next call is coming from. So it uses historical data. This will be up and running by the end of the month. Historical data to say next call is going to be in this area. That rig go to this CVS parking lot because there's 2 nursing homes in that area, and you're probably going to get a call from there. So dispatching is going to be improved greatly. So I really believe that that rig will be placed where it makes sense from an artificial intelligence perspective. You got anything? Yes.
Point of clarification, please, regarding staffing on your present rigs, could you review that, please? Is there a paramedic on each ambulance?
Yes. So there's 2 on a rig, and one's a paramedic, one's a medic. But we do have some supervisory staff that also will roam the county as well. But right now, the dispatch model is, they sit at the hospital. It's kind of that old model where you just wait. You go back to the hospital. So all that time, and what it will also do, it will reduce wear and tear on your rigs. It'll save fuel. It will, they don't believe me right now, but it will save a lot of wasted time for our EMS personnel as well. And that's another thing. We're at 100% employment with our 911 EMS staff at Dukes, and we're very proud of that. Lutheran can't say that. We're at full employment. We have a good relationship with Ivy Tech. They have a paramedic program and a medic program that does very well. I visited it myself. If you haven't been out there, it's really amazing because there's a classroom that has the back of a rig in it. And when you open up the doors, the thing will move like it's driving. So it already gives you that feeling of being in the back of the rig and giving care to a patient. Anything else? Well, again, thank you. Thank you, commissioners. I appreciate it. If there's anything you need from me, I'm happy to provide it.
Thank you. So we've had 3 people that have asked to be on the agenda, and those are the comments we're going to take, those that are on the agenda. Just keep in mind, this is going to be a civil. We're not getting here screaming and yelling and being upset. But we ask people to be on the agenda, and 3 are on the agenda. We're going to give you 5 minutes. And the first one is Jana Bradley.
Chief Dane speak before I speak.
Sure. But we're going to stick to the 5 minutes.
Morning.
Morning.
Thank you for allowing me to speak today. First Church could not be here today due to a meeting with a potential new business possibly coming to Peru. So I am here today to speak on behalf of the city of Peru, the Peru Fire Department, and the citizens we are paid to protect. On October 6th, a decision was made to switch EMS providers from Lutheran EMS to Parkview EMS. This decision was made by a 2-to-1 vote, with the commissioner of decades of experience in EMS voting no. Since that vote was taken, there has been numerous unanswered questions from the community and the actual stakeholders that assist in providing EMS in Miami County, and we've yet to receive the needed feedback to move to this new business model. The point I'm trying to make is a decision was made, wheels were put into motion, but the city is yet to hear back from Parkview EMS or the county on how we are moving forward. We want what is best for our citizens, and everything we know and have heard we are taking a step back if we move to Parkview EMS. We are concerned with the lack of transparency through all of this and the lack of communication. The citizens of Peru and Miami County will suffer if the services are less. Did Lutheran EMS have issues at times? Yes, they have. We're not denying that. But to totally bring in a new service that does not have a hospital makes zero sense for this county. The fact of the matter is, Dukes has been working to improve their service, and they have improved it. They have offered to staff a fourth ambulance at a significant less cost to the taxpayers than the Parkview EMS model. The people at Lutheran EMS know our county. They are highly trained, and have worked with them for years. Our city and county needs a hospital for economic growth. The questions that are always asked when somebody comes to town: how are your schools? What's the quality of life? What's the hospital look like? Do you even have one? In short, we need Duke's Hospital. So instead of changing EMS providers and potentially cause the hospital to close, why not do everything we can to help keep them here? We should remember that they are one of the largest employers in the county. If the hospital closes because of this change, it impacts more than just the EMS side of things. The county has 5 nursing homes that rely on the hospital to treat their patients. It also has a 3,000-bed prison that has multiple runs per week. Without the hospital, those patients are being taken to another county, which means the availability of ambulances service in Miami County will go down because those ambulances are in another county transporting patients. One of the figures I saw was nearly 60% of the runs are within the city limits of Peru and Peru Township. Peru and Peru Township does not have to provide ambulance service. It is the county's job to provide ambulance service for the citizens of the whole county. Well, with that being said, the city is a major stakeholder in this decision. It's our opinion that we have not been really in this decision. We have gave our opinion. Our opinion was that we did not want to see a change after working with Lutheran with some of their problems. So with that, I have a few questions. If you would choose to answer those. It's been said that we're buying 3 ambulances for Miami County, and Miami County will own those assets. Is there anything in the contract that says those ambulances stay only in Miami County, or will they be dispatched to other counties because Parkview EMS needs them in another county?
The contract does say that they can leave the county. That's a double-edged sword. They also have ambulance service surrounding our county, which means that Miami County will have access to other county ambulances. The prime example would be if there's something that happens at Macy. It more than likely will come out of Fulton County simply because they're closer. So yes, they can leave the county, but other ambulances will be allowed to come in the county.
So with that being said, there's a time that all 3 of our ambulances may not remain in Miami County. They could be dispersed out. And that's
How is that different from now?
well, now Lutheran EMS is committed to Miami County. And yes, they do go on occasion, but with the Parkview model and their ambulance shopping system, I mean, we could be waiting, if our ambulances are out of the county, we could be waiting 45 minutes to 50 minutes on the county.
Okay, well, we've gone past the 5 minutes. I'll try to answer the questions, but I am extremely frustrated to hear you read the letter and talk about not being transparent when you personally and the mayor attended almost all of the meetings. I know your opinion is different, but to actually sit there and claim that we are not transparent, you two sat in a county exec meeting that you really probably should not have been here, because we are trying to be transparent, and it is a slap in the face to hear that we're not being transparent. That really frustrates me and disappoints me.
Well, I apologize if that frustrates and disappoints, but I've also sent numerous emails since that decision was made, and I can't get a response. We are going to go live with this if we switch services January 1. And less than 3 months, the whole county. Now, it's just not Brew Fire that has to deal with this. It's 7 other volunteer fire departments in the county that have to deal with this change. And I do not feel like there's been a whole lot of transparency outside of what's been going on. So
It has been 2 weeks from today since the vote was taken. We are still finalizing a contract. When that contract is finalized and when it is agreed upon, there will be meetings with the fire chiefs. There will be full transparency, but until there is a contract, we are not going to put in a whole bunch of maybes and what ifs. So bear with us. I am not claiming this will be a perfect service. This was a very, very difficult decision. It was not a quick decision. We tried to weigh the benefits of both, the disappointments of both. Two of us agree that this is the way to go. It's not just two of us. There's several people that are supporting us on this. And since our meeting that we voted to do it, I've actually had more affirmation that we made the right choice. So I'm not going to disclose those people's names. Some of them might shock you who said we made the correct choice. So next up, Janet, you are on.
Okay, so 5 minutes is not a whole lot. So I maybe start. Okay. I didn't know if you were aware of Indiana Code 1631.5-1, that requires the county to have city council approval of the contract before it actually goes live regarding
Not
EMS.
the correct interpretation of that. They can do whatever they want within the county. The
But
city does
there,
not have
it's
to.
the county providing EMS services within city limits, so the city would have to approve that transfer of care.
There's nothing that says the city has to approve the county's contract.
Can you look it up and
I have
tell
looked
me?
at it plenty of times, even the past week when you made your records request. Again, it does not say the city has to approve the county's contract.
Okay, in your interpretation, what is it saying then? Why would
I'm
it
not
say
giving
that
you
the
my
city
legal
has
opinion. I'm just
to
letting the
approve?
commissioners know that the statute she's quoting does not say the city has to approve the county's contract.
It literally says, okay. It says the counties must comply, which is an interlocal agreement with the city to cover areas that is cross jurisdictional boundaries, meaning the county cannot provide EMS inside of city limits without city council approval. Was literally on the Indiana website.
Which one? Do you know which year?
For Indiana Code 16-31-5-1C. And then D is the opposite. The city can't provide EMS contracts without county's approval.
Wait. 31.5.1C.
No, 16-31-5-1C.
There is no 31-5-1-C.
It's literally on.
I'm looking at it right now, ma'am. Whatever you use Google AI for, it will generate wrong things. And because there are different statutes.
I don't use Google AI.
It's section 1, but then there are 6 things under it. And even the one that has letters, which is subsection 3, it only has A and B. So I'm not seeing a subsection C anywhere.
Okay, I will.
I'll let you look. I'll look at. You keep going. Let's talk about this after the meeting. I don't want you to waste your time on me. And so Fred, I would ask that whatever time I've wasted of hers, please give that back to
We'll
her.
give her another minute.
Okay. For the other minute, with the open door law, as far as transparency and accountability regarding the agendas and the minutes being posted in a timely manner, that has been an extreme concern of not only myself, but a lot in the community. And they, according to the code, it has to be timely manner, which is not weeks or months late. And they haven't even been updated since August. And that was for July's minutes and agendas. So other people who want to know what happened in the past couple of months meetings can't even read what had happened. So I didn't know if there was a way to like move that along any quicker with getting those posted onto the website. It's worse for the commissioners part. Council's still behind on their minutes and agenda, but the commissioners part was months behind. But I'll speak on this, a lot of the frustration that I've had to deal with on the like city Facebook page is the lack of transparency. And if there had been more transparency, I don't feel like I would have even had to have come up here and said anything. And there wouldn't have been so many rumors started. We have been reached out to by Fulton County in regards to their contract, including their workers, and know that they lost 4 over the last couple of weeks. So right now they're not fully staffed. And if you guys move forward with this one, who's to say like we have to depend on Fulton County? They're not fully staffed. They have no one to send to help us. And with the prison getting the ICE detention facility, already when a call goes out to the prison, they require a paramedic. And if our one paramedic is tied up out there at the prison, there's not another one for this area, especially when EMS around here are having staffing issues with Parkview. So I just want to make sure, like, if in the contract, you can guarantee we'll have more than one paramedic. Because it's not going to be sustainable at all if the one is constantly being drawn out to the prison. Especially with the rise in like school shootings, all of that stuff. If we need more help with that, they can have other agencies come in, but we're still short if there's other calls. So we're just supposed to say, oh well, for that.
No, but in the contract, there is more than one paramedic. Like I said, we're finalizing the contract. We went over your 5, but that's all right.
Sorry.
Just to clarify, in the contract, it is going to state there are 3 ALS ambulances staffed with paramedics. I don't recall off the top of my head on the chase vehicle. I'm not in the medical field. I don't fully comprehend the chase vehicle, but we will also have the chase vehicle. But
It's
there
the
will be
pickup truck.
3 ALS ambulances staffed with paramedics. And to sit here and guarantee they will maintain 100% employment, we could no more do that than Dave can guarantee that they will have 100% employment. If they have 4 people up and quit, obviously they're not going to be fully staffed. That can happen to anybody. We are trying to do our best. And I know a lot of people in this room are not happy with our decision. That I understand that. There are a lot of people that are thrilled with our decision.
But can you take a step back and see that the people that are not thrilled have a medical background and are trying to voice concern based on their experience over some people decades?
We have people that have a long medical history that are for it.
Do they work at Duke's?
I am not going to disclose who has said what because I didn't ask their permission. And if I were to say I've heard from Lutheran employees that kind of puts their job at risk to say that, hey, they're recommending we go with somebody else. That would not be fair to them.
Well,
So-
it's not fair to have Parkview EMS people who are planning to come here literally on Facebook trashing Dukes and trashing Lutheran.
I would
and
stay off.
expecting
My
them-
recommendation is stay off of Facebook to get your information. I have had several people report to me things that have been said on Facebook and, our backdoor meetings and the unappropriated money we're spending. And it's a bunch of hogwash. We've spent up to right now, other than our lawyer, we probably have paid our lawyer to look over some stuff. We haven't spent a dime.
Yeah, and like after our discussion Tuesday, like we've been able to go and like dispel a lot of the bogusness.
There's
that's
a
out
lot
there.
of bogus out there. And I'm not going to defend what was said on Facebook because I'm not looking at it. So if you're trashing me on Facebook to get at me, have at it. I'm not reading it. So anyway, John Moon, you are up next.
I don't know what I'm not going, but you can have anything. So I'm going to skip the first part of this since there's 5 minutes to go. It's not very much time. You can ask Mark, I could sit here for like 3 hours and ask questions and hopefully get some answers. So just going to skip to question number 1. Did the county you jump to Parkview or did Parkview you jump to the county for EMI services?
I'm not sure I can even answer that because we started talking to them a long time ago. I
don't know.
I'm not going to say who approached who. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. How many bids or proposals did the county receive before making a decision?
2.
2. One from Parkview and one from Lutheran.
Yes.
Did the county make any formal or informal decisions before October 6th?
No.
No. Thank you. What extent 24/7 coverage will be provided by Parkview?
3 ALS ambulances and a chase vehicle.
24/7?
Yes.
Thank you. Will Parkview provide the porter cars to the fire department? Currently, Lutheran provides all of the fire department's porter cars.
They will still use volunteer fire departments.
That's not a question. Currently, all porter cars are under Lutheran. Will our porter cars be under Lutheran or under Parkview?
Parkview will offer.
Parkview will offer. Are they do you know if they're the same delivery or they all were the delivery of car?
We don't know if they're the same. I haven't seen them.
I believe you are the answer number 6. You don't know how often that dress worker could be slaved.
I understand it will be staffed full time, but
24/7 daytime,
that would be full time.
Daytime. So I just want to.
I really cannot. I'm not going to be able to answer specific details till we get a contract finalized.
Well, now I would assume that was in the proposal.
That is my understanding. It will be staffed 24/7. I could be incorrect on that.
The chief, Bryant, same question I have. Parkview has a policy to pull ambulances from the counties to different counties, depending on the need. If I'm paying for these ambulances, I want them to be in Miami County. I do understand that to a point, yes, a car in Macy, an ambulance coming from Fulton County is going to get there quicker. It's not uncommon behind me a unit of EMTs and paramedics. They call for Fulton County. They don't care if it's a blue ambulance.
I was just pointing out the fact that keeps bringing up they can leave the county. That is true. Same as we have now. Lutheran can leave the county, and he alluded to there was 0 ambulances. That could happen again, but they have the resources to draw around us.
Those
And
resources.
they also are going to take the patients to Duke's Hospital.
I 100% believe that. But we already have that policy. 2 weekends ago, there was a mass casualty incident in this county. And what did Lutheran do? They said, hey, we need hype. We need more people. So they called for the closest ambulance. They didn't say, was it blue? Was it green? They called for Parkview. Then they said, hey,
it's going to change.
But that's not Parkview's policy. Parkview calls Parkview. That is the policy. So I mean, yeah, now if we need another ambulance, it's going to come from the closest agency. Parkview does not cover more than one county around us. They cover Fulton County and the town of North Manchester. It's 40 minutes from North Manchester to the courthouse. I don't know about you, but does anybody want to wait 40 minutes for an ambulance?
I can tell you, I've heard from law enforcement, they have waited 45 minutes on one now.
On a 911 call, emergent?
Yes.
I would have to see those numbers.
So, okay, your 5 minutes is up. There's lots and lots of questions here. Please, folks, I'm not here to slam Lutheran. I am glad the hospital is here. We have absolutely no intentions of trying to damage the hospital. Over the different years of discussing this with not just Dave, but the one he followed, they talked like EMS is a drag on the hospital, it's an expense. It doesn't help them financially. So if we hire another ambulance service and they deliver patients to the hospital, personally, I see that's benefiting the hospital because they're not paying for the service. And the reason we are moving to paying is we have realized that Lutheran has done this for years at no cost, and it's expensive, and we're going to have to make the adjustment and start paying somebody. And if we're going to start paying somebody, why don't we shop around and see what's out there? And I'm sorry if you disagree, but we feel that we are making the best choice for the citizens of Miami County. Only time will tell if we're right or wrong. And I hope, by golly, I hope we're right. I am not trying to lessen the EMS service in this county.
That's one more question.
I have one question. Why is it that you're not taking into account people who are qualified to make this decision? Why are you not taking their opinion into account?
Believe me, I have taken a lot of their thoughts into consideration.
But you're not qualified, correct? You just say
No, I am not qualified to be EMS, but I can tell you we have talked to multiple people that are qualified. It's
are
like
you
anything.
Been here to speak on
No, but this is why we're not going to open it up to public, because we can sit here for hours.
For another 1 hour, could we just have 1 hour like the meeting was scheduled for?
Do what?
This meeting on the agenda says it's going to run till 11 o'clock. Could we
These are
just have
just
1 hour?
estimates, giving people plenty of time. If the first one only took 5 minutes, it only took 5 minutes. No,
It didn't take him 5 minutes or Janet 5 minutes or the fire chief 5 minutes. You just chose to give them 5 minutes. The agenda says 15 minutes per area.
Yes, that is so we can try to keep things moving and scheduled, but, forget what I was gonna say, but anyway.
May I ask one more question? Mark, you've been in EMS for a very long time. I've known you for a long time. I hate to throw you under the bus, but can you give what opinion of why this is not a good idea for Miami County?
There's different ways of improving things. And we each have our opinions of the best way. Mine happens to be different. Be specific, that's hard with, a limited amount of time. I just feel that there's better options to improve, to correct the problems that were brought to us. That's all I'm gonna say.
Thank you. And I very much respect Mark's opinion. This is just something that we have agreed we disagree on, and I'm not diminishing his experience, his opinion, or anything. He has the right to vote the way he feels, and so do we.
Would you agree that Mark has the experience?
Yes, he
necessary
has
to
way
make that
more
decision?
experience than I do. Now that we've covered that, it was kind of alluded to on some of this stuff, but unfortunately, we are going to redo the vote that we did last meeting for a legal error. Let's just say we're just making sure we have all of our bases covered. So at this point, I would entertain a motion.
Make the motion that we award the contract to Parkview EMS. You have to second.
Mr. Chairman, I still cannot second that motion.
I second that motion.
I thought the contract wasn't written yet.
I thought the contract wasn't ready. What are you
Motion
doing?
Motion to accept.
It's in process.
Yes.
So how are we gonna vote on a contract that's still in process? Contract unwritten.
Reword your
Rephrase.
motion.
Reword my motion.
Yeah, reword it.
I move we go with Parkview EMS with their contract is in process.
Work towards negotiating a contract.
Okay, work towards negotiating contract. That's better because there are things we're going to be discussing. Make sure things are covered.
I have one question before you second this. So we haven't got a contract yet. We're at the middle of
Just the
October.
proposer.
Okay, and we're thinking we're gonna put this in place January 1. With nobody in the county knowing what the contract's gonna read, how the services are gonna work. I'm begging you guys to rescind this vote today. Let's put a committee together and let's work through these issues and try to make this work out. Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
We do have a committee that has been meeting. We are working on this. We are close to getting the contract
We
signed.
know who's on the committee.
Who's on the committee?
Transparency.
Transparency is right here.
Do I have a chance to
Yes,
answer?
you do.
Yes, please.
The sheriff has been, Molly Grant from dispatch has been, Annette has been, I have been. Chief Dana sat in on him. The mayor has sat in on him.
Sandy Chittum.
Sandy
Sandy,
Chittum has
Brad
been in. Brad Fruth has been in.
That's not a committee. That is just meetings that you're having. That's not a committee.
That's a committee.
We are in the contract. It says we are going to have a committee that will be the head of all this.
And that needs to be announced.
We have not put the committee together because we don't even have the contract.
Then how can you vote on it?
You can't vote based on the contract.
Okay, this is the way I didn't want the meeting to go.
And people have.
We have questions because there's no transparency.
We have questions because we're not allowed to ask.
Open your
But
eyes.
because all the questions that have been out there and they're available to you, nobody has responded to anybody. That's called transparency. We've asked questions and asked questions. I know you've got emails and
Yes.
nobody has
I
responded.
have answered emails directly. I have called people that have emailed me. I have been transparent on this. I am going to second the motion to move forward.
We wouldn't have chaos if you
This is
opened
the United States of America at this point in time.
You're right. We were elected to make a decision and we are making the decision that we think is the best. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye.
You're gonna get voted
All
out.
those opposed, say no. And that's fine.
Hey,
2-1.
Two people get to decide.
Yeah,
Talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
both
yeah.
sides.
Brenda, what
About
was
the
your
rest of
motion?
our
That
life.
we would go forward with Parkview EMS to
Without a contract.
create the contracts.
Without a-
They've had a committee. We have worked on this more than 2
I don't
years.
understand what the motion was. You voted to, so you changed
Go with
it.
them.
Your vote,
Right.
but what you just said was, we voted to,
Move forward with
Explore?
Parkview. No, not
you
explore, to
changed
move
it,
forward.
though.
No, I didn't say
Can I have the
explore.
lawyer? What was the
We're
change?
going to be negotiating a contract with Parkview. There is not a
Right.
contract that has been approved yet. Once the contract is finalized, then the actual contract will be brought back before the commissioners.
Thank you.
By January 1st.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And just so you know, we did this vote 2 weeks ago, so that
Yeah.
was supposed to be final. I apologize that we had to redo it. Since then, I can give you an update. The ambulances are being painted. The EMS commission certified numbers have been assigned. Chase vehicles ordered. The power cots and all that's been ordered. The radios are.
Spent the money. So you've already
We haven't spent a dime.
Anything.
That's them.
These are things that Parkview
Parkview's
is
doing.
supplying. We are contracting with them. Like you would hire a contractor to put a roof on. You don't go order the metal, the nails, and the wood and all that stuff. Your contractor does.
You
Huh?
have to pay a certain percentage up front.
We will pay them. We have not paid them yet, but we will be paying them an annual fee.
Where's the funds?
Yeah.
Rainy day.
Where's the funds?
Riverboat.
I'm not going to open this. If I let you ask a question, everybody's going to want to ask a question, and I hate to be that way, but we're not going to sit here and have all these arguments. I understand you people disagree with the decision we made. I totally get that.
We have questions.
But I have just as many people that fully support it.
Not you.
Okay, were you aware over the weekend there was a bunch of Note Kings protesting?
Yes.
How many how many did you see gather that approve of what's going on? That's not how our country works anymore. If you want to gripe and complain, you get together and you gripe and complain. If you're for something, people stay at home.
I object to being called a griper or a complainer when I have sincere questions.
Okay, my bad. I didn't.
Thank you.
You're right. That was unfair. You are concerned citizens, but those who support us, that's just the way it works. I'm sorry.
I have a serious question. How can you say that they're giving an update that they're painting these ambulances when you just took a vote that on the proposed contract? You already have made your decision on the contract without a contract.
We did 2 weeks ago.
We haven't made not on the contract.
Not
We
on the
have made a
contract.
decision to
move
go
forward.
Giving updates on an ambulance being painted. This is sad.
because
Like,
this was done 2 weeks ago. We only re-voted because of
but
a
you don't have a
technicality.
contract, right?
We do not have the contract finalized.
So you have voted negligently on something that you have no idea what
To
it
move
says.
forward.
No, we have ideas of what it says.
Ideas.
So look, think about it this way. If the county and Parkview cannot come to an agreement, let's say the county wants to give them less than Parkview wants, Parkview has bought and painted ambulances, they better find some other use for them. So it's still possible we don't reach an agreement with Parkview. So it's not negligent. There will be another contract. If we can reach an agreement, that will come before the commissioners.
It is negligent when we won't even take our fire chief's opinion into the matter. Or our commissioner. who
I'm
has
not here to
zero
throw anybody under the bus, but I keep hearing how we're not transparent by people that sit in on the meetings. So we are going to move on. We have minutes.
Can I ask a question to the attorney?
Let's talk afterwards.
Well, I just don't understand what that vote was. Or weren't they already negotiating a contract?
Yes, but they had
So
to
now we voted to negotiate?
they had to re-vote to move forward to negotiate with Parkview.
Why? How is that different than what they've done the last 6 months?
There was a couple hours in the time frame you have to advertise this meeting. There was like a few hours it was late. So we had to revote because we have to comply with the IC code. Okay,
But
that's why it was just a technicality.
I just feel like you were already asking for contracts to negotiate, and now you voted to continue to
Move forward with
ask for a
one party
contract.
that was negotiated.
That doesn't make sense. You were already
It
negotiating
actually
a
makes
contract, and you
total
voted to
sense.
negotiate a contract.
Makes perfect sense to
I need
me.
a motion.
Oh, what's that?
Minutes.
Oh, the minutes. I move we approve the minutes from our last meeting.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And I have the payroll.
Move we approve the payroll.
Second, sorry.
Been a motion and a second to approve the payroll. All in favor, say aye.
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 I've already signed that one. It was up the other day.
Then we have the claim.
Claims. I move we approve the claims.
Been a motion and a second to approve the claims. All in favor, say aye.
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 That's a signature.
Mark, do you have anything else? Nothing else. Mark, do you have anything? Brenda?
Nope.
We are ready for that. Motion.
Move we adjourn.
Been a motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We're adjourned.